welcome to another edition of Inside Career Technical Education. I'm Jim Bologa, President and CEO of Porter and Chester Institute and YTI Career Institute, and I'm one of the hosts of the show. And
I'm Ann Baldwin, the other host. Surprise! And it's so great to have with us in studio today Sheena Riccio. And Sheena is the program coordinator of dental assisting at PCI Rocky Hill, right here where we are. And so great to have you join us today. And we're going to talk all about the wonderful dental assisting program that we've got here at PCI. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what the program's all about?
Sure. So I have been with Porter and Chester for 11 years. So we have the dental assisting program here at Rocky Hill. It's a 9-month program, 9.2 months, is 40 weeks.
9.2.
9.2, that too is very important.
Can we just say 10 months?
Do you want to say 10?
Yeah,
we can say 10.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll round it up.
Well, okay, that sounds good. And it's a great program. It's blended and on labs every week, and it's a great program. We have a lot of fun. It's a lot of hands-on, and we thoroughly enjoy working and being
Right,
here.
and we know how much you enjoy teaching, and it's one of those things too. Sheena mentioned the blended learning. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, Jim? Because you've been instrumental with your executive team in really making this happen and giving folks flexibility.
Yeah, no, thanks for the question, Ann. Yeah, and I think for us, when COVID hit, all of our programs were on ground or residentially delivered, and when COVID hit, we had to pivot. And so we pivoted to this new approach called hybrid or blended.
Right.
And and for us, it's I think the best of both worlds in the sense that the students get to do their lectures online wherever they're at, and then they come on to our campuses and they're able to practically apply the skills they're learning in a hands-on way in our industry modeled labs.
Right.
And so it really, in having this hybrid approach, is really, I think, pretty special because it provides students with flexibility, time of day flexibility. So again, for all of us who historically had to rush to a class at say 8 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden, we had a problem, something happened, we had a kid who was sick or...
No, you were hungover and didn't make it to class. Let's just be honest. Can we be honest?
So for all those things that happen in the morning, that otherwise would sort of get in the way, it provides you the ability to sort of make adjustments and pivots. And so again, you're able to have that flexibility within your day, and then you're also able to, because again, students are coming onto campus, maybe 2 or 3 days a week. So those other days they're at home, so you get to save time and money.
Right.
So again, if you think about it, if you're commuting 30 minutes one way, it's an hour a day.
And let's talk about gas prices right
then-
now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So you save time and money.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's save time and money. And I think the other really nice thing that I've heard from students and from our faculty is that students have the ability to go at their pace. So for some students who might be able to consume material a little bit quicker, they can go a little bit faster. For other students who maybe aren't actually getting those core concepts, they've got the ability to re-watch the material or reread the material or re-experience the material.
It's always there. You can go back to it. Right.
And the other great thing is that our faculty have set up tutoring hours and office hours, and so for those students who need a little bit more help, sort of cementing themselves in core concepts, it's it's really, I think, a much better way to learn. And I'm excited to be offering this kind of delivery method for students here in Connecticut and throughout New England, throughout Northeast. And I really think that it's a great way to go, and it's the flexibility that it offers our students in terms of integrating it into their life, into their family, into their work environments is just huge.
It is. Sheena, talk a little bit about what the folks do in the lab. To Jim's point, are you finding that that's being embraced by your students?
Yes. I want to bring up, you brought up a really good point, and I was just talking with somebody about this yesterday. When we were always here, lecturing, lab, we spent a lot of time lecturing.
Right.
And we tried to get as much lab in as possible. But now, because we have the online portion, when they come in, when the students come in, it is hands-on 6 or 4 hours, and twice or 3 times a week.
Wow.
So if you really think about all of that, you're actually getting kind of more hands-on, because sometimes I'd be lecturing for 3 hours.
Right.
You know? And then the rest of the time, I'm trying to get these labs in. But now I have the flexibility to show them my skills,
Right.
to have fun, enjoy being in the lab and say, guys, listen, watch this and do this, and this is how you do that. And it makes me a better instructor, I think, because I don't have to worry about the whole lecture part of it.
Right.
You know, if they have questions, they come in. So anything, and I have all the time when they're home, they can set up Zoom meetings with me, which I do all the time. If they have any confusion about anything that they're reading, when they come in, we review things. So we have that too. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, where it gives the students the opportunity to like still have their life and like not worry about their children and everything like that.
Right.
And makes them, their schooling just a lot better. I really think. So I like it.
Well, oh,
I enjoy it very much. My students are enjoying it. We're so happy to see.
It's working. It's
Yeah,
working, and it's here.
it
And
is.
it's here to stay.
Right.
Yeah, because nobody's life is getting not as busy. That's for
Yeah.
sure. And you also they have the opportunity not only with the online learning and also in the industry model labs,
Mm-hmm.
but then talk a little bit about the externships and some of the places that you place your students to,
Right.
to even further that education.
Oh yeah. So the last 10 weeks. So we have 3 terms here. You know, as far as schooling, and
Yep.
then the last 10 weeks they go on their externship. So I work closely with our externship coordinator as well, Tara, and she is so great at asking the students, what are you really interested in as far as dentistry? Because there's so many avenues you can get
There
into,
are.
so many. So the first thing she'll say is, you know, what specialty? Are you interested in a specialty? Let's try to get you in there. Where do you live? Let's try to make it convenient for you.
Nice.
What are your hours? What hours do you need? Let's find a place that has maybe evening hours or weekend hours.
Yeah.
So the flexibility continues with that. So as far as externship, we go to, I mean, there's so many sites now.
Right. And there's
'cause
such a
so many
need, right? There's such a need.
opportunities,
People are
yes.
looking
Yeah.
for help.
The
Yeah, I know.
opportunities are unbelievable.
You know, you also
Yeah.
talked about some of the different avenues and some of the
Oh, yeah.
some of the career paths that
Yeah.
these folks take. Talk a little bit about that, because I think folks might have their perception. And you know, now with COVID, do you want to be that close to a patient, even
Yeah.
though you know sanitation and you
Right.
follow the CDC guidelines?
Right.
So, what are some of the career paths that are options for your dental assisting students?
It's pretty much when you start dental assisting, it's basically kind of like sky's the limit. So when you're dental assisting, you're learning the procedures front and back. You need to know that. You're not just mixing material, suctioning, bringing patients back, clean. That's not all it is. Like, you have to know why you do something, what's the reason, let's set up for it. If something happens, what to do. You need to know all that. So you're like a partner with the
Right.
dentist, which is very exciting. And
To me,
obviously
my
I
dental
love it.
assistant in the office is even more critical
Yeah.
and more important than the dentist, because
Oh my
that's the one
gosh.
you spend the time with.
Yes.
That's the one that
Right.
does most of the work,
Yes.
frankly. So you're bringing up some good points.
There is. There's so many things in dental assisting. So we have that, which is fun. Don't get me wrong. It is. It's a good time. However, there's other avenues you can take. So we focus a lot on general dentistry, but then there's all these specialists. If you like ortho, you can go
Right.
into ortho. You can be an ortho assistant. Oral surgery, periodontics, pedo. You want to work with children?
Yeah.
Go to pedo.
Right.
If you want to work for public health, you can get into that. If you love lab work, you're the knowledge that you get as a dental assistant, you can go right into lab. So a laboratory. So what that means is you can make crowns, bridges, implant crowns, dentures, partials, night guards, bleach trays, like all the things.
Yeah.
So if you're really hands-on, that is such a good avenue, because now you're going to have all this knowledge about teeth.
Right.
You know, and you're going to know all this stuff. You're going to know like what the process is, so you can jump right into that. And also, I know I'm talking a lot.
No, this
but-
is great.
Yeah.
But also, you have if you want to get into sales. So
Yeah.
if sales is kind of your thing, you can. Oh my gosh, they travel everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And they make good money.
Yes, and they know the dentist. The
Yes.
dentists know dentists, so they're going to say, "Hey, listen, my former dental assistant, she's into sales now. She's great. You can get all that knowledge." Oh my,
There's
just
just
so
so many.
many things. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
You know, it's great. I mean, it's phenomenal to listen to all the different avenues that you can go within the
Yeah.
industry. And you know, one of the things that you know, Ann and I have talked about a little bit, and maybe you can address this for us, is talking about, is it safe? You know,
Oh.
because again, I think prospective students, I think or their families or support members may be out there in the community thinking, Jesus, it's safe to go into becoming a dental assistant today.
Going into somebody's mouth.
Yeah.
Going into someone's
Yeah.
mouth. Is it safe? And maybe you can talk a little bit about, just some of the protocol that, I think dental assisting has always been very focused on infection control
Yes,
in
yes.
terms of, having clean environments,
Absolutely.
masking up, gloving up,
Yeah.
doing all those things. But there are some additional precautions that folks are taking, and you and I were talking the other day about, that there is some research out there, that you shared with me from Ohio State,
Yeah.
where they've done some studies
Yes.
about that. So maybe, I don't know if you want to comment on that a little bit,
Right.
and just around the safety aspects
For sure.
of going into dental assisting.
Yeah, I mean it's valid. I mean it's
Sure.
of course it's a valid concern. It's understandable, but knowing my knowledge of what we're doing to prevent it, and also that Ohio State that was a great article. Did you like that? It was
it was good.
very
It's
very
right
good.
here.
Yes, it was very good. So we are yes, we've always had to take precautions. Always.
Yep.
So now we're taking even more.
Right.
A pre-mouth rinse for patients when they come in, which is known to kill that virus. They have scavengers in some offices where after the patient leaves, it's like the system. It's so cool. It's in the corner. You can barely see it. And it just it basically takes out the aerosols. So we're worried about aerosols. That's what
Right.
we're worried about. So what it does is it scavengers all the aerosols.
Wow, that's
which is
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah, gotta love technology.
So there's a lot. I think the fear, you have to research on it. It's valid, but there's so many precautions we're taking. You want to wear an N95? Wear an N95. Face shields,
Right.
caps,
Right.
disposable clinic jackets,
Right.
booties. I mean, you are just covered. You're
Right.
fine. You're
Right.
totally fine. So I wouldn't worry about it.
And the sky's the limit. It's
Yes.
sometimes just the beginning for some of these folks.
Absolutely. yeah.
Well, we really do it. I really do admire Jim and I both your enthusiasm for the program, and we hope that we've kind of piqued your interest in finding out more about the dental
Yes.
assisting program. And we encourage you to go to the website,
Yes.
porterchester.edu. That's where you can find all the information. Contact somebody who will take you through every step of the process. It's really easy, and it's, as we've heard, very, very rewarding for most folks. So, with that, Jim, I think we're going to wrap it up. So this has been such an enthusiastic discussion about the dental assisting program. Please go to porterchester.edu to learn more about it. And of course, thank you for tuning in to this edition of Inside Career Technical Education.